the Harimaya Bridge. This movie is from 2009, and it was a gift to me on 2014, and I just saw it today. So yeah, baby steps, baby steps. I was cleaning up my room, so I found a lot of movies, and I decided, hey, let's start watching all this, so I can either decide the good ones are going for donation, and no wait, opposite. The bad ones are going to donation. The good ones will stay with me. This one is very good. The opening was a little slow. I felt it like, oh wow, it's dragging too much. But quickly pick up the pace, and it's about this man who sadly lost his son. The communication between father and son wasn't the best, and to make things worse, his son is living in Japan. He passed away in a horrible accident, and from there, 2 years passed. And the first thing I said, why 2 years? Doesn't make any. Oh, and then you catch it. So, not trying to pull any spoilers here, but I'm gonna talk about some little details because, it's a review. What else can you expect? So after the 2 years, the man decided to go back to Japan and retrieve his son's paintings. His son was an artist, he made some paintings. The man wanted the painting back because it's the only thing that can make me remember my son. Again, the relationship wasn't that good, so he decided to, for some reason, get the painting back. And I did get it. I do understand. It was to remember his son, memories, and all the good feelings, and eventually they will explain it in the movie. But he arrived to Japan, and to his surprise, he is being received by the Japanese people, the people that work with his son. And he's an American, and we Americans, we are stubborn, and we believe that the United States is the center of the world, and this man projected that very well. His name is Ben Gijori. I don't know if I said your last name right. I'm so sorry, I'm Hispanic, so last name are kind of tricky for us sometimes. He portrayed it so well. His emotion, his face, like, oh, I'm here in this country and I don't like it. Why do I have to remove my shoes? And why these people bow? And it was great, phenomenal. To add more heat in the discussion, his father was a POW during World War II and died in the war. So there was a lot of hatred to this man towards the Japanese people. In fact, one of the best scenes that this movie had, the movie is great, but one of the best things is when he is visiting a cemetery and the woman in charge of him, for translating and help him out to retrieve the paintings, she started telling him that, oh, this is a cemetery for the people who died in the Pacific War. And he was like, no, Pacific War? It was World War II, and your Japanese people did bad things in this war. And she was like, but, American are also very bad, huh? So I was like, ooh, like the cat Puss in Boots movie. Ooh, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, wars are stupid, and you need to stop doing that. And this is one of the messages of this film. This movie is very good regarding messages, especially accepting and moving on from grief. And wonderful. Now, to make things more interesting, again, his point of view of the Japanese people is these people are like, I don't want to say inferior, but they are very respectful and they're gonna do the things that I said. So he's like obsessed with retrieving his son's paintings, and one thing led to another thing. He meets this girl who used to be a student of his son, and he finds out that his son was married, and not only he was married, he had a baby. So surprise, it's not a surprise. You could read between the subtitles. The movie, by the way, is half Japanese, half English or American. So you can read between the subtitles, and you know what I mean, that he had a baby, or his wife. That's when the movie gets very interesting. The movie is interesting at the beginning, but this thing about, oh boy, accepting, moving on, and dealing with the fact that he has to put his pride on the side, and he wants to meet his granddaughter. And the moment that he meets actually his daughter-in-law is very interesting, because the conversation that they had is not the conversation I was really expecting. I believe this is the only flaw of this movie. The conversation between father and daughter-in-law, it wasn't that good. I mean, I did get his point of view, but the girl, the Japanese point of view, the daughter of, his son's wife, wasn't that good. I did get that she was a little ashamed of being a mother without a father or a husband. And by the way, the husband was black. They are blacks. The guy, the main character, brought the point of view or the racism, that's the word, to this part of Japan. Like, oh, the girl is black, she's not gonna be welcome here. And again, in that conversation, this is where, I don't know how to say it. At the beginning of the conversation wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't that good. But then the mother was like, nope, the girl is Japanese, and by the way, you're Christian, but nope, the girl is gonna be Shinto Buddhism. So he has to deal with all this, swallow his pride, and for the best for his granddaughter, and to, in a way, try to, what's the word, repentance for his son's death, something like that. That's the word, remanence. You know the word that I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. So he makes this agreement. Okay, so I'm gonna move to Japan, and I'm going to slowly building up, or not building up, but changing his character. It's more like an emotional change, and I really enjoy that. So we see at the end of the movie, like, yeah, he has learned to move on, and the decision he made with the painting, of course, you knew what the decision was going to be, but the way they put it on, the way that, again, he brought back the theme of racism, and the way that the Japanese deal with this thing was very, very well done. The shots of Japan were spectacular, especially the village that where they recorded was very, very good. I believe it's 1,000-year-old village, and they even talk about it during the special features of the DVD. Danny Glover is here, great, great actor. I really love him. The girl that played his daughter-in-law, I'm gonna try to say this right, Saki Takaoka. Wow, wow, wow! She was amazing. Everybody was great. The woman that was his translator, Misa Shimizu, was also great. And you know what? This movie reminds me a little bit of the movie The Water Divine with Russell Crowe. It has that same thing, you know, a foreign going to another country, accepting the fact that his son has passed away, dealing with the culture, and it's a beautiful, beautiful ending for both movies. Water Divine was more emotional. I'm gonna say this, I did cry in that movie. This one, it was a little like, oh wow, you really felt it. It's a father. The guy, again, Ben did a great job. Give it a try if you're able to. I believe it's on Hulu, right? Yeah, it's on Hulu. So check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.